Introducing the attendance application code review for frontend. Attendance management is a software for organizations to ensure productivity. The main objective of this study was to develop a smart office management system. The application was implemented by using JavaScript and React for the front end and PHP Laravel for the back end. The system captures employees' entrance and exit data from attendance hardware device via a LAN cable, and the data is used by a secretary to calculate employees' salaries. For running the application, after cloning front-end and back-end codes from GitHub, first start the Laragon to start the database, and then in backend use PHP Artisan Serve for running the project, and in frontend use npm I to install the necessary components, then npm run dev. The program started with a main file JavaScript, and in main JavaScript file we have components from React like recoil and browser router, also a query client provider, and our main component is app. For explaining the components here, this strict mode use for help developers to identify the potential problems in an application by activating additional checks and warnings. And also recoil provides a global state management for an application. Browser router wraps the application to enable routing with React router, and query client provider. This query client instance to the React components tree, enabling the fetching data, fetching, catching, and synchronization with React query library. I use both React query and recoil library here, but we can choose one of them for managing the statements here to improve the quality of the code. And I think the differences between React query and recoil is using mostly for managing the statements, and React query for fetching API from the backend. But here we use Axios for fetching the APIs, and I just add React query to this project. Because of recoil rules, that is a state management library for React. I think it's provide a flexible and efficient way to share state throughout the application. And browse router, this component from React Rotterdam, provides a standard router that use HTML5 history API, like push state and replace state and possible events to keep the UI in sync with the URL. In our app JavaScript file, we have app route and toast container. Toast container imported from React, Toastify, and this component from React is used for displaying notification and provide a feedback to user about the success or failure of an action. And app route handles the routing logic for the application, determining which components to render based on the current URL. And in routes folder, this component is located here, app route JavaScript file. We have our components imported from specific folders here, and defines the routing. It use recoil for state management and ensure the user is authenticated before accessing the certain routes or not. This is the way of authentication check with the help of recoil state for managing user authentications and redirects based on the token presence. Then we have pages folder here, our dashboard, login, profile, shift, and other pages we have that we direct to the root is here. In the dashboard JavaScript file, we have a features component. This component is used to display the key metrics on the dashboard, such as the number of present, absent, or all employees. Also in app login Java file, it's manage the login functionality for employees. Username and password states here are managed using user state hooks to keep track of user import. Also, loading state is used to indicate when the login process is ongoing, ensure a smooth user experience. User token state retrieved from recoil and represent the user authentication token. Also, form submission handle for submit event is a function that triggered when the login form is submitted. It sends a post request to the server, which provide the username and password within the Axios event http.post. If the login is successful, the authentication token is stored on the local storage and use recoil state, and the user is redirected to dashboard using the navigate \event. Error handling is implemented to display approach toast notification in case of login failure. Also, UI components like button, form, row, call, and spin here are used to structure the login form layout and provide a responsive design. And app input password components from UI library are used to encapsulate input fields with specific styling. Here in the login from features center, components like phone outline, therefore visual elements. For example, this component features a center layout with a phone icon and a title of employee login. And spinning loader name spin is displayed while the login process in its process. And React Toastify also it's a library for using the feedback to the user for success or failure. The next page is profile Java file. Various states are used to manage user input data, including name, ID, national code number, card number, role, and password, each corresponding to a specific form field. The profile form is using ant-designed form component, which from an item encapsulating an input field for a specific user information. Input fields like app input password are used to ensure consistent styling and functionality across the form fields. And icons from ant-designed, those component user outline and credit card outlined are used as prefix to visually represent each form field. The profile form is displayed within a container with a gradient background using BG gradient to BR component, and the responsive design is implemented to ensure a proper layout adjustment across the different screen sizes. The avatar component, avatar profile, is included at the beginning of the form to display the user's profile picture. And the next page we have user detail here. User detail display the attendance details for a specific user based on the UUID parameter extracted from the URL, and we use detail hook to fetch user detail from the backend. The ants design for component here is for editing the attendance record, including the entry and exit times, as well as descriptions. Implement input components like time picker and text area for user input, and components like entry on change or exit on change are for handle user input for entry and exit times, and convert the Persian dates Jalali to Georgian dates for compatibility with backend's API. Also uses set variables such as isModel_open, editing user, data record, and exit value are for managing model state and user input data. Here you can see we convert the Persian numbers to English number because we are sending them to the backend, and we need to replace them with the English numbers. In our layout folder, we have header, footer, sidebar, and main layout. Header, footer, and sidebar are fixed, and main layout can change the content of the page during the request from the backend. And we use app breadcrumb and outlet here. Outlet is a component from React Rotterdam and can be changed every time from the requested data, and change the specific input data, not all the data of the page. Yeah, so outlet come from React Rotterdam and change the specific value, not all the page. App breadcrumb component renders breadcrumb navigation using ant-design breadcrumb component. Dynamically generate breadcrumb items based on the current URL, path name, and predefined breadcrumb map. This breadcrumb name map defines a map of route paths to breadcrumb names for mapping URLs to a human readable titles. And this use location hook to extract the current path name, splits the path name into segments and maps each segment to a corresponding breadcrumb item. And this component home outline display a home icon for better navigation visibility. So this is the breadcrumb component. The components are here in component folder. Another component is date picker. Date picker component utilize React multi-date picker for date selection, support the date range selection and filtering, and applies a Persian calendar and Persian localization for Persian date format. This handle the change event, manage the change event of the date picker, and filters the data based on the selected date range, and updates file updates the filter data state. For a better viewer, we highlight weekends with a red background for better visual visibility. And this was the review for the front end. Utilize React and JavaScript. incorporating libraries like Tailwind and Antizyme for UI and Axios for API requests. And React Multi-Date Picker handles date filtering, which supports the Persian calendar but can be refactored to a Georgian calendar to use other countries. Key components such as React Strict Mode and Query Client Provider are used to enhance development practices and manage data fetching efficiently. And I hope this is enough for reviewing the front end during my limit internet speed and limit time for uploading the video. Thank you so much. I have learned a lot during these months because I was completely new to full stack programming, like backend and frontend together, and that was a hard challenge for me to ask my friends, look a lot of video YouTubes, and use the help of some intelligent robots on VS Code, and gathering this information and making the application for a first version of my project. So thank you so much, and yeah, that's it.